All men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Life, liberty, and the
If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Make America great again.
The Big Nerd.
All right, good morning and welcome back to the Big Wing Show. Of course, I'm your host, Lance Migliaccio, with my co-host, George Ballantine. Of course, it's tip of the spear, edge of the knife. You know how we do it on this show if you're joining us for the very first time. We try to bring the facts, sauce, the evidence, the receipts. We do the research so you don't have to, bring you the top stories, top information, great interviews. You know, it's really a Rogan-style show. We try to do a variety of things. Yesterday, we covered some stuff coming out of the Vatican, pretty creepy. If you didn't catch that interview, I suggest you go back and watch it. The Vatican is not what you think it is. The Catholic Church may have strayed from its original mission very far. Not that I don't only think there was a little bit of that going on.
I mean,
But
did you need that guy yesterday to tell you that? We knew that beforehand.
no, I didn't need that.
Me either.
But I liked it. Guy had a ton of information, really knowledgeable guy. Michael really did a great job, Michael Highborn. So check out the interview if you haven't. And don't forget to share our content. Thumbs up. You know, you can take the live link during the show, spread it far and wide on your own social media, grow your own social media. And of course, it's part of the plan. Take the short form. George will be doing it after the shows. You can use any of it on your own accounts. And then don't forget to follow us on, X, True Social, Gab, and Getter. Over on X, it's G. Ballantine, Lance Migliaccio on The Big Ming Show. You can also join our community under The Big Ming Show. Join over there. We put early information about interviews and other things. So that's what's going on. George B.
What up?
It's crack-a-lackin', man. You had a busy morning. How are you?
I had a busy morning. I'm all right. I tell you what.
Good morning, bad morning? I mean, how was your morning? Was it good?
I can't.
You don't know yet.
I'm not going to. Listen, God
No,
woke.
I just
God,
meant-
listen. All right, hold
I'm
up.
talking
God woke.
generalizations.
Stop. God woke me up this morning, so that's first and foremost. I'm very thankful and grateful. As far as other stuff, I won't know. I don't know, but
Okay. All right.
But-
I didn't get a chance to talk to you. So, all right.
no.
listen.
But hold on. I want to talk about. So yesterday was a World Cup matches, and man, there were some good games, great games.
Which was the best game?
USA, because USA won 2-0. And what's crazy is in the second half, like 15 minutes in, one of the USA players got a red card who shouldn't have gotten a red card because he was looking forward. He didn't know where he was going to land and land on the guy's ankle. I don't know why the ref did it. So the USA loses a player. So now they're playing 10 against 11 for over 30 minutes. And they end up USA scoring another goal to take it 2-0 and end up winning. Great game.
Wow.
Yep. Let's go.
So what does that mean for the USA? They're obviously moving up.
They advance in the next round, Monday.
So how many more rounds are there left? Do you have any idea?
I think next Monday would be that round. Like, I think 2 more rounds, I think. 2 or 3. I think 2 more rounds. 2 or 3 more rounds, whatever. I think they go to round 16 now is the next one. So, I don't know.
Interesting. All right, let's do this. Of course, if you love the show, the best way to thank us is to hit the thumbs up, the comment, the share, the subscribe button. You do a paid subscription, always fantastic. It's only $5 a month. You can gift subscriptions. All of that helps the show grow. All of it helps us move forward because, again, there's overhead to these shows that most people don't even really grasp. There's all different accounts and software and hardware and you name it, you're spending money. So whatever you can do. And, of course, Rumble Rant tips are always greatly appreciated. We love to get those Rumble Rant tips from people, give you a shout out on the show. And if you're new to the show, don't be shy. Get in the chat. Get in there. Join the crowd. All right. Excuse me. Genesis Gold Group, our friends. Of course, we love our gold and silver. This is the Prepper Bar, the 62.2 gram Prepper Bar, perforated and very easily broken down in your choice of 3 separate, unique denominations. As you can see when I tilt the bar, this is the solution. You can't just have 1 ounce gold or silver tokens. You need something just in case you need to break up some payments. And of course, doesn't matter whether it's diversification, asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or in the case of the Prepper Bar, it's very unique utility for barter and trade. It's a perfect gift. Nobody doesn't like gold and silver. Even grandkids, children, you name it, tell them to stick it away for a rainy day just in case. I still have the gold and silver my dad gave me. George still has the stuff that he got from his family as a young boy. You hold it just in case you need it, and then you can pass it down as you move on in life. So, exclusively mined and minted in the great US of A. They're always selling out fast. They do have them in stock right now. And that assay report matters. A lot of people ask me why, because there's a ton of counterfeit gold and silver coming out of China and, of course, India. They're making lots of it because, of course, there's a big markup in counterfeit. So they'll fit neatly in your wallet, underwear drawer, sock drawer, safety deposit box. Head over to GenesisGoldGroup.com. That's right, GenesisGoldGroup.com, or you can call them at 888-526-7154, 888-526-7154. Don't forget to tell them the Big Mig Show sent you.
Sent you.
Break me off a piece of that Prepper Bar.
You know, Lance, I put in the chat, I said, should we do a show tomorrow or take 3-day holiday weekend? Although I will be doing nothing, unfortunately. Ultra Manga Girl 45 said do a show. I don't know how you're feeling. I said, well, we don't want to disappoint. We don't want to disappoint her, so.
No, first of all, I don't want to disappoint Ultra Manga Girl, number one. But number two, I'm happy to do it. I don't really have any serious plans. I mean, I'm going to work on the house. I'm going to do a little barbecuing, but I don't have anything going on. You know, you get older, 4th of July used to be such a big deal when you're younger. You know, you want the fireworks and you want to go to the shows and you've got the big family things. I just don't have, my daughter's grown up. Don't have a ton of family here in Colorado where I'm at. So kind of just me, my mom, doing what I'm doing.
I just said, she goes, man, now I feel bad. I just put in the chat. I said, don't feel bad at all. So you should know by now that I'm sarcastic at times. I joke and tease him. I'm going to tell somebody. I tell people, you can't handle that. We can't be friends.
I mean, if you guys are going to tune in, then we want to do a show. It doesn't take us that long to do the show. It's the setup for the show. We have to do that the day before, part of it. And then we do a double search in the mornings just to make sure, because we want you guys to have the most current top news articles from all around the globe. We want to make sure we're keeping you abreast, that we're educating you, and you're ready to go. When you're ready for those family outings, you're the one that's the most equipped. You'll be sharp on the tongue and sharp of the mind. All right, George, you got to set the mood. I didn't even look at it. I want to be surprised.
This is Donald Trump actually posted this on True Social, and I thought it was really funny. So why not? And he's right. Dr. Trump is right on this one.
For someone been diagnosed with TDS, the symptoms can be relentless. Fortunately, I'm Dr. Trump, and I have a treatment plan. Let's hear what some of my patients have to say.
I have been suffering for over a decade, and after listening to Dr. Trump, I can see some results.
Man, I've been suffering for years. I really didn't believe that was help out there. That was when I came across this video on TV.
I really thought I was a lost cause. This was gonna affect me for the rest of my life. But after using the treatment plan, I can see a difference.
I really wasn't sure I could help some of these people. They were so far gone, I wasn't really sure. I had no idea how much this was affecting my life. My work is slowed down. I'm hardly recognizable anymore. I just needed help.
I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Constantly angry. I made everyone miserable around me.
I feel like I've aged 20 years in the last 2 years. I've been so concerned. I was really starting to worry about my future.
The treatment is simple. Turn off fake news. Say your prayers, and if you ever feel anxious, just have a Diet Coke like me, and you're going to see a remarkable difference in your life.
I didn't know. Was Julia Roberts talking shit about Trump? I didn't know that
they
she
all
was
talk shit. They're an actor or an actress, and most of them, 99% talk shit about Trump.
Yeah. He should have had De Niro say something like, "Yeah, I've even gotten shorter. I don't know why." Yeah, that's classic. Classic DJT dropping the hammer. All right. We've said it, but I'm going to say it again. Common sense. Illegal immigration, there's nothing common sense about it. We've talked about it over and over. We exposed the truth on this show. We gave you the NGOs, the foundations, the super PACs. We showed you that people like Soros and Reid Hoffman and, Neville Singham Roy out of China, they've all been doing the same thing. They're funding division and chaos. They funded the invasion. Money was funneled from USAID. It was stolen from the Veterans Association. It was, the VA. It was stolen and moved around and juggled and given to all the wrong people. Not Americans. Not people here legally. Illegal immigrants. We paid their rents. We paid for their food. We paid for their health insurance. And on top of it, we've been putting up with an inordinate amount of incredible acts of violence against American citizens. And I have to be honest, I know that she defends the Republicans in here, but the Republicans and the Democrats are just as guilty. None of this shit should have ever gone on. The Republicans boasted that they were going to control the House and the Senate and they were going to get so much done. Did they? Are they? Absolutely fucking not. They ain't getting shit done. I'm telling you right now that this is exactly what they wanted. They wanted the American people to suffer. They wanted the American people to deal with the consequences of their actions because they wanted a cheating ghost voter pool of 30 million plus illegal immigrants that they could move around the country and act like, oh my God, you won't believe it, they all voted Democrat. And I'm not saying it's just the Democrats. I'm saying it's both. But Sheridan Gorman's angel mom just dropped this raw truth nuke straight to the Democrat members of Congress. Now, I hope the Republicans listened also. But I've got to tell you, these are some truth bombs, and this is common sense. She comes out and says, I don't understand why it's only the Republican side that cares about our American children. Because again, I got to tell you, she kept her composure, but I'm surprised she didn't just blow a gasket when they said, basically what you just said, what you said was, I'm so sorry for your loss. I have a daughter too. I have a son. I feel your pain. And she goes, you don't feel my pain because the next words out of your mouth were but. Where does the but come, Democrats? When are you going to start defending this country's borders against all enemies, foreign and domestic, you scumbags? We're sick of you. The American public is sick of Congress. I've said it on the show. I'll say it again. It's time to start cutting off all their services. No trash pickup, no dry cleaning, no cell service, no Amazon deliveries. They don't get shit until they fix this. We want voter ID and we want these illegal immigrants the fuck out of the United States. None of us want to hear this bullshit anymore out of you. We're sick of all your lies, you freaking scumbags. And you guys in the chat can tell me if you agree with me, but I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Oh, it's the Republicans. It's the Democrats. They all suck because the Republicans were supposed to control the House and Senate, allegedly, but they can't even align themselves for something as simple as voter ID. Why? Because John Thune, he needs a power slap. It's not Friday yet, but I'm telling you right now, the guy that needs the biggest power slap now is John Thune. He needs one coming right from coast to coast, maybe with a roll of nickels in your hand too. He needs to be cracked. This guy is a total piece of shit. Anybody that supports this guy has got to be out of their minds. And I got to tell you, we haven't done enough with this administration. There isn't enough done. Tom Homan is one man. He's doing an incredible job. But I got to tell you this, we need more of that. We need arrests, deep state arrests, government gangster cleanup. And this is going out to Todd Blanche, Donald Trump, and Kash Patel. Play the clip, George, and then you jump in here because I know you got a lot to say about this.
Gee, thanks, Lance.
That you're here for a reason. I don't understand why it's only the Republican side that cares about our American children. And I know that you're a mother. I know that you're a father. I deeply value that. But basically what you just did, what you said was, I'm so sorry for your loss. I have a daughter too. I have a son. I feel your pain. You don't. You don't feel my pain. Because the next words out of your mouth were, but. There's no but. When your child is in a coffin, there's no but. And I need you to understand that. And if you ever want to talk about it, I'm here. I'm going to buy you a bench. I can put that on the record. I'm going to buy Congress a bench. And they can come and sit and hold my hand and look me in the eye and explain to me why illegal immigrants are more important than my daughter. I really want to know because I don't understand.
Does she truly get that answer? No, she doesn't. Does she deserve that answer? She most certainly does. 100%. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I give some of these parents credit because they keep their composure. If it was me on there, I'd probably be running for their throats. Enough's enough with that BS because how many more kids got to be harmed? How many more kids got to be killed, raped? Over what? Because they want illegals to be here because they want more votes? Let them. I'm still waiting for any of these Democrats to answer this lady's question. It's crazy. They just don't give a shit. And it's true. There is no buts. Anything after but is bullshit. And what? Her child's in a coffin. Could this been avoided? Damn right it could have been. Now, Lance, I know you say Republicans. I mean, to do comprehensive immigration laws and change, they need more. In Senate, they need more than 50 votes. That's a problem. And there's not enough to get the votes. Unless they're going to drop another filibuster. But they won't drop the filibuster for the SAVE Act. So you think they'll do it for the illegals? But,
there's
this
one
is,
interesting
hold on,
take
but,
on that.
but this is going to make great talking points and commercials for the Republicans. They'll use it, but will they move forward and try to help and do something more? I mean, listen, Trump's trying to remove a lot of them, so he's doing something. But Congress, they're not. And then this, I talked about it yesterday. This Rep Pramelia J. Powell, what a piece of shit. Saying, oh, this is the fourth. She's talking about telling this mother, hey, oh, this is the fourth time we've been here. This is like saying this is a waste of our time. No, it's not a waste of her time. It's her daughter died. How do you say that? I mean, can you imagine the commercials when it's time for elections when they come up? I guarantee that's going to be a big commercial. I mean, and this, I don't know if it's in this next clip, Lance, but this Miss Gorman, the lady, she said it. She goes, what's it going to take for one of your kids to be murdered or killed? And I can't, and the thing that, got to my heart is this mom said to Rep J. Powell, she goes, and I was shocked. She goes, I'm thankful my daughter wasn't raped, but just shot in the head. She said that. That's how bad it is. I'm thankful my daughter wasn't raped, just shot in the head. Just a. Imagine thinking you had to say that.
I've got to tell you, they need a sergeant at arms power slap because a female, because Pramelia Jayapal needs a power slap across the face. This is the problem. And this representative, Pramelia Jayapal, she doesn't deserve any services. Cut her off. Nothing. Anybody that's doing any work for her should just stop because it doesn't matter, Democrat or Republican. She's not defending Americans because they're so focused on their own greed, their own power-hungry claw. They can't give up a vote because they know they got to cheat to win. They've got to have all this minutia in the voting system. So maybe there's a chance it was legitimate, but sure as hell it's not. At the end of the day, all enemies, foreign and domestic. Representative Pramelia Jayapal is a domestic terrorist. I'll go on the record and say that. And so are many of our congressional members, because they have violated their oath to the Constitution, which is to protect Americans, to protect our borders, to protect our sovereignty. They are criminals. They are domestic terrorists. And we're dealing with these invaders are international terrorists. They're invaders. All enemies, foreign and domestic. That's the oath they took. Now, I've heard a story very often that a lot of these congressional members never signed their oath of office. Yeah. It's been swept under the rug. There's been a lot of people that have investigated it. There is no oath of office in place. Well, that means they're actually misrepresenting. They're just impersonating a government official. Why do they do that? Because they don't want to be held to the congressional requirement.
How long have we been hearing that, Lance, and nothing's been done about that?
No doubt about it, George. 100%.
It's like freaking what do they call it? Like a recording over and over. Do you know
the supremacy clause says that the congressional constitution, our constitution, overrides all laws in the United States. It's the controlling document.
Do you know in Buffalo they're not doing 4th of July celebrations? And then yesterday they put up Somali flags celebrating Somalia and some shit. Like, what?
I would have burned every one of those fucking flags.
Ultra MAGA
I'm
girl.
gonna tell you
that's,
something
hold
right
on.
now.
It's good you don't live near Buffalo because I was going to send you there if you were close. But okay, you
Yeah,
got
if I lived near Buffalo, I would rip down every flag and burn it. It's the 4th of July, man. No fireworks? Go fuck yourself. I've got to tell you, this is the problem with our country. And our problem is, just like this clip right here, tell me in the audience, this doesn't infuriate you, and I don't care whether you're a Democrat or a Republican watching the show and nonpartisan, is this the brightest and best? Is this what we deserve in Congress? I say, God, no. This is not the brightest and best. This is the worst. This is the dregs of humanity. Listen to this bitch.
Unfortunately, it's the 4th time in this committee that we've had a hearing on sanctuary cities. There's many other things that we could be doing other than this.
Get so upset when with your butts, and you don't want to talk about this. This is the 4th hearing. Do you know what I'm thankful for? And this is so messed up. I'm going to say I'm thankful after hearing. I didn't even know what an angel family was. Had no idea. Never even heard about it. There's so many out here. You know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful that my daughter was just shot in the back of the head, not raped, murdered, dismembered, put in a garbage can like Megan Boss with bleach poured on her, and they didn't fight her for 50 days. And you can actually dismiss the angel families. You can say, but you don't want to hear four sessions on angel families. I'm sorry, you need to. You need to. I'm actually thankful that my daughter wasn't raped. How messed up is that? That I'm thankful every day that she was just murdered, not raped and dismembered. Like, think about that. Like, how messed up is that? Do you know what I thought of this morning when I got up? What the joy of, anyone have a baby here? The joy of picking out their first outfit that they're gonna wear on their ride home from the hospital. I had to pick out my daughter's last outfit, and she was a fabulous dresser. We had 100 people come to our home, 100 friends and family came to her home. We had her cremated, actually, after. And they all decorated her urn with rhinestones. All of them put it on there. She is fabulous, even in death. But for the first time, all the excitement of having a child and then having people make excuses and buts. I'm sorry. This is unacceptable. There are so many angel families out here. And the day that I have to wake up and be thankful that my daughter was only shot and not raped should tell you something. It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, now that is a congressional member that should have no services whatsoever. We should just starve her. Throw her out of your grocery stores, throw her out of your restaurants, throw her family out, refuse service to her husband, her children, any of it. She should go into a drought, a service drought. I've been saying this on the show. If this person comes into your business, throw her out, because it doesn't matter whether you're Democrat or Republican. The point is, she's tired of hearing about this. Listen to the stupidity of this bitch. She's tired. This is the 4th time we could be doing other things. What exactly is more important than your time to protect American citizens, Representative Pramila Jayapal? And if you have one ball, I dare you to come on this show. I'll rip you to shreds. You'll come out of here humbled. You'll be crying by the time I get done with you, you stupid bitch. All right. Let's go move on.
Jessica Gorman now goes on. She's calling out Democrats for calling for abolish ICE. So where does she have to go? Where did this happen to claim for her daughter? None other than Chicago. And she's going there to claim her daughter, and then she's seen the mayor naming a garbage truck, putting abolish ICE on it. I mean, can you imagine that? I can't imagine what this woman's going through. I don't know where the father is, if the father's around or not, but if he is, he probably couldn't even attend this because he'd probably want to kill them. And I couldn't blame him. Let me just play the clip, Lance.
One of the things that happened, I'm sorry I've done this, but one of the things that happened is we're in Chicago getting ready to claim my daughter's body, and the mayor there is naming a truck Abolish ICE, standing and laughing and joking, while my daughter was just murdered there. Like, what?
Yeah.
Anybody, I can tell you this, that if this happened to my daughter, it would be biblical. I'm not going to go into the details of what I would do, but I can promise you this: ineffective Congress, people laughing, mayors laughing. Oh no, not on my watch. I might pay for the consequences of my actions, but I can tell you this: none of this would stand. So,
but yet all
I don't
these
think
crazy
Americans
liberals
should allow this to stand.
All these crazy liberals will fight for all these illegal immigrants and stuff.
Yeah, let's fight for them. Let's fight for these murderers and rapists and
I'm
dismemberers and
if I-
people that want to throw bleach on our dead bodies of our children so we can't even grieve correctly.
If I
This
was
is exactly what the Democrats wanted, and this is what the Republicans allowed to happen. Sorry, George.
No, that's okay. If I was Jessica Gorman, I would sue the state of Chicago, the state of Illinois, the city of Chicago. I would sue the federal government, specifically Joe Biden and their administration, for allowing all these illegal immigrants just to come in and not protect American citizens. Why not? I mean, here's a shouting match. Rep Mike Lawler, and I can't stand Jamie Raskin. I mean, they're going off on each other. And look, Lawler's is representing his constituents. But Raskin doesn't want to hear nothing about it. But, I mean, his constituents, they don't want all these illegals here. And they're just disrespecting this family. I mean, don't forget, we had what? Lake and Riley. There's another one. How many more? There's so many. Do we need more? You want to hit Lance? You're going to like this clip. I don't know. Did you see it or no?
No, I didn't watch this.
So you watch it and then you can comment because I know you're going to go off.
The same outrage you feel about Renee Good and Alex Preddy,
Mr.
you
Chairman,
should feel about Sheridan Gorman and Laken Riley and every Angel family in this country.
I do feel that outrage.
You do not. Because if you did, you would not support
sanctuary
jurisdiction.
Do you feel the outrage about Alex Preddy and Renee Good? You should be ashamed. You don't belong in this committee. You should get the hell out of here. You don't understand the rules of the committee. You don't understand the Constitution.
Mr.
Raskin,
Mr. Raskin, you're an absolute disgrace supporting sanctuary policies.
Say one word about
Get rid of sanctuary
Alex Preddy.
I did. I wrote a whole New York Times op-ed about it. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself for not opposing sanctuary policies that resulted in their daughter's death.
The committee will be in order.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to say we will not allow, thanks to Mr. Lawler's outrageous outburst, we will not allow.
Outrageous outburst? Lawler's right. Jamie Raskin's another one that doesn't deserve any service. Cut him off. Don't let him come to your businesses. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the children. He cares about cheating. Jamie Raskin supports these sanctuary jurisdictions, which is just a play on words. It's not legal, a sanctuary jurisdiction. The states don't have the authority to do it. All enemies, foreign and domestic. Protecting our borders is part of the obligation as a congressional member. Jamie Raskins is a total piece of shit. He joins the power slap list.
You know what he's talking about?
He needs a power slap right across the mug. I guarantee if there was a sergeant at arms for power slapping, so Mr. Raskins, we find you out of order. Stand for your power slap. It'd be the end of it. Because here's the bottom line. They're not fixing it. They don't care about you. Stop believing the nonsense in mainstream media. Stop believing the lies online. It doesn't matter who's talking about it. The influencers that go, oh, we've got to protect these immigrants. Shut the frick up. I guarantee you, those social media influencers, these congressional members, if their family members were attacked like this, if Jamie Raskin has children, I don't know if he does, if one of his children was shot in the back of the head by an illegal immigrant, how do you think he'd be behaving then? What do you think his wife would be telling him? I've got to tell you, these people are scum. Jamie Raskins, you're scum. I dare you to come on the Big Mig Show. I dare you to come on this show.
So,
you fucking jackass.
So hold on. So Jamie Raskin, when he was yelling back, he was talking about, I think, Alex Preddy, the person that got shot in Minneapolis by an ICE officer because they tried to ram him with the car. But however, Raskin, if you didn't have sanctuary cities and allow all these illegals, that would have never happened, that incident. So it still falls back on Joe Biden administration, all you Democrats, for allowing open borders. Plain and simple. There you go.
Yeah.
Need I say more?
Congressional member Lawler, we'd love to have you on the show. You're right. We agree with you. It's not because I agree with you because of your political affiliation. I agree with you because what you just said is common sense. Because it's common sense for all Americans, protecting all Americans. Doesn't have anything to do with Democrats, Republicans, or nonpartisans. It's got to do with protecting all Americans. I'll say it one more time. You guys, you should be going into the feeds of these congressional members that want to support sanctuary cities, that want to support the illegal immigrants, and you should tell them what you think. You should call them names. I'm not telling you have to curse at them like I do, but when I start getting worked up here, this is ridiculous. And this is the scum we have in D.C. This is the problem. This is what happens when you don't make deep state arrests. when you don't clean out the government gangsters. You allow these individuals to continue to control our government, and they don't give a shit about any of us.
All right. So I said this when we talked about the Caitlin Clark story. I said this about the head coach, White, how she doesn't care. She's a piece of shit. Well, guess what? Now she came out and she's defending the opponent who assaulted Caitlin Clark. I can't, I'm just, it's crazy. She calls a legitimate fan outrage unacceptable, racism, homophobia, and divisive agendas from fake fans. Well, you fake ass coach, go F yourself. She's not even supporting her player, but supporting the opponent who punched her in the throat and then actually kneed her in the groin too. I mean, you got to be kidding. I mean, Caitlin Clark, I'm sorry, sweetheart. You should leave the NBA, WNBA. Just go to Europe. It's useless. You'll be more appreciated there. You get more money. You'll be more loved. I mean, how can you not support the best basketball player in the WNBA who has driven up revenue for the WNBA and they still treat her like this? You know, it's unacceptable. Actually, the commissioner was in Madison Square Garden presenting something, and the fans, they were booing her. But yeah, do you think they'll wake up? No. They'll just let it go on.
Here's my take. Stephanie White, I call for the WNBA to fire her immediately. I call for the WNBA to fire forward Alyssa Thomas immediately. Enough's enough. You guys are promoting violence. You're promoting, and you're talking about racism. It's not racist. It doesn't matter what color the opponent was. I would be saying the same thing if it was a white opponent that had assaulted Caitlin Clark. It's not acceptable. It's not good sportsmanship. It's not what the WNBA is supposed to represent. And there's a lot of children watching that, a lot of girls that are aspiring to be WNBA players. This is ridiculous. Enough's enough. WNBA have some balls, and I recommend to the audience, go to the WNBA on X. Tell them what you think. Tell them they should fire Stephanie White. Tell them they should fire Alyssa Thomas. Tell all your friends and family to do the same thing. Start telling them you were watching the WNBA, but until Stephanie White and Alyssa Clark are both fired and removed from the WNBA, you're not going to watch anymore. Do you think they want to lose the fan base they've got? Because let me tell you something. You guys start talking like that and Caitlin Clark goes to Europe, stick a fork in it. The WNBA is over with. The thing wasn't exciting enough as it is. And this kind of behavior on the courts, if I was Caitlin Clark's team, if I was the coach there, I would hire a defender.
The coach, what are you talking about? The coach is supporting the person that, what is she going to do? She's not going to do it.
I was the coach. I said if I was the coach. If I was the coach, I would hire a defender just like the NHL does. There's
been plenty of white WNBA players who assaulted Caitlin Clark. It's been on both sides. It's just getting out of control.
I'm not saying all of them shouldn't pay the price, George. It's ridiculous.
No, but I'm saying this is not a racism thing, homophobic. It's not a thing. It's about protecting your players thing.
Yeah. Yeah. What I say is hire a defender. Somebody like Gina Carano, put her on the courts. Her only job is when somebody assaults somebody is to go up and just punch them square in the face as hard as she possibly can.
You got
violence breeds violence. If you want to play like this, and this is if I was the coach. I know I'm not the coach, and I know that coach is.
You got the black belt Sophie. She can handle it, dude.
I'm telling you right now. When it goes down, you throw in the defender, and the defender targets the person that committed the assault, and they punch them as hard as they can, right in the face or the throat. Guarantee after a few knockouts, people will leave Caitlin Clark alone.
Yep, they should. All right, I mean, is this shocking, this next one? I don't know. U.S. Air Force major, active U.S. Air Force major, well, thank God, he was arrested for illegally protesting on Capitol steps, listen to this shit, while calling for Trump's impeachment in uniform. He also had Rep. Al Green, who was there applauding him, who, let me just say, he's not going to be, after this election cycle, he's out because he lost his seat. Thank God. But how do you have an active duty officer doing this? I want to know who brainwashed him. His name is Jason Watson, U.S. Air Force major. Well, they went right then and there and they arrested his ass. So I'm going to see anybody else do this. Because Lance, you know, they say the Uniform Code of Military Justice, he could face court-martial proceedings for contempt toward officials stemming from his participation in that event.
Correct.
Trump is his
the
commander-in-chief.
Is the highest ranking of the military, and of course, the commander-in-chief is Donald J. Trump. What he just did is definitely an offense that he could face lots and lots of time, and he should face all the consequences. And I want to point out that Representative Al Neanderthal, Cro-Magnon Green, you've seen him. He looks like he came out of an old La Brea tar pit. The guy's a complete idiot. I'd like to kick his cane out from underneath him. Here's another guy that needs to have his services depleted, removed. No more services, no more restaurants, no more anything. Choke them out. Don't let them have it. I don't mean physically. I mean, let's just not give them anything. When they come into the business, turn your back on them. Don't service these people. Here's a guy supporting insubordination by a military officer. Representative Al Green clearly doesn't understand the military code of justice. He doesn't understand law enforcement, of course, what the military is about. I'm sure he never served, Al Green. I'm sure he couldn't in his physical condition. I'm sure he's never been in the military. He doesn't understand how that works. I haven't been in the military, but I do understand UCMJ Article 88. Pretty clear. Any commissioning officer who used contemptuous words against the president, the vice president, Congress, the secretary of defense, the secretary of the military department, the secretary of Homeland Security, or the governor or legislator of any state, commonwealth, or possession in which he has on duty or present shall be punished as a court-martial may direct. Pretty clear. Let's play the clip of this jackass. I hope he faces the worst consequences.
This is like a 6-minute clip. It's a long clip. It's just him talking his shit. So here you go.
My name is Jason Watson. I'm an active duty major in the United States Air Force. However, who I am is immaterial. In the grand scheme of things, I'm just a nobody. What matters far more than who I am is what I have to say and the price I'm willing to pay to say it. I, Jason Paul Watson, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God. I first swore this oath over 20 years ago upon entering basic cadet training at the United States Air Force Academy in late June of 2005. I've repeated it many times over since then. The oath of office means everything to me. It is foundational to our system of governance in the United States. The oath ensures that officials of our government owe allegiance not to any individual or political party, but to our Constitution and the democratic republic it represents. Our Constitution binds us all together as Americans. Like countless veterans before me and military members serving now, I've devoted my life in service to our democratic republic, always doing my best to honor my oath and protect America against foreign threats. But the greatest threat to our democratic republic is not a foreign one. It is us, we the people, not just the left or just the right or just the center, all of us together define who we are as Americans. And like it or not, we have all played a part, myself included, in getting ourselves into this mess we are all in. The burden of that culpability is much heavier for some amongst us than others. Undeniably, and for those with the lion's share of guilt, such as those currently running the executive branch of the government, the bill must come due. But all of us have a share. For the past 18 months, we the people have allowed the highest levels of the executive branch of the federal government to violate our Constitution and their oaths to it with impunity. When the President of the United States orders military action against foreign countries, absent an emergency scenario where American interests are under imminent, dire threat, as was done with Venezuela, Cuba, and Iran, that's an unconstitutional usurpation of Congress's authority and a violation of the War Powers Clause. These violations resulted in the deaths of 13 service members and injuries of hundreds more. For this, the president and vice president must be impeached, convicted, and removed. When the President of the United States grants an unelected mega donor sweeping authority to shut down large swaths of our federal government, along with unrestricted access to our government databases, that's an unconstitutional circumvention of Congress's advise and consent authority under the Appointments Clause and Congress's power of the purse under the Appropriations Clause. These violations exposed every American's personal sensitive data to leaks and exploitation, illegally terminated tens of thousands of federal civil servants, and crippled support for Americans for medical care and disaster preparedness, and by far most tragically, resulted in the deaths of hundreds of thousands of the world's most impoverished people with inhumanely abrupt cessation of U.S. aid. For this, the President and Vice President must be impeached, convicted, and removed. When the President of the United States directs the Department of Homeland Security to deny hundreds of people any due process before illegally detaining them and sending them to a foreign prison notorious for human rights abuses, that's a violation of our Fifth and Eighth Amendment rights. Most people sent to CCOT never committed any violent crimes in their entire lives, but are being defamed as violent criminals to this day as a pretext for the torture they suffered in El Salvador, paid for with U.S. taxpayer dollars. For this, the President and Vice President must be impeached, convicted, and removed. When the President of the United States sponsors violence on the American people, engaged in their constitutional right to peacefully assemble and protest, that's a violation of our First Amendment rights. Pastors praying for DHS agents violently attacked without provocation, a legal observer losing an eye after being shot with a non-lethal by an ICE agent, a woman attempting to follow chaotic and contradictory DHS agent instructions fatally gunned down, a subdued man that posed no threat fatally shot after having his unbrandished firearm removed, with statements by high-ranking cabinet members also violating our Second Amendment rights. For this, the President and Vice President must be impeached, convicted, and removed. There are innumerable more impeachable offenses that I could cover. Denying congressional oversight of immigrant detention centers that look increasingly like CCOT. Suing institutions like media, colleges, and law firms for billions of dollars while abusing the authorities of the executive branch agencies to extort settlements. Allowing a mega donor to advertise products on the White House front lawn. Trading pardons for donations. Levying illegal tariffs.
So here's a guy talking about presidents allegedly stopping people from peacefully protesting. What about the J6ers? What about them? He doesn't mention Joe Biden. See, this is a traitor from within. This guy's political beliefs have been like this the entire time. He's been hiding in the military. I'm going to call on Pete Hegseth. Pete, we love you. You can come on the show anytime you like. Pete, throw the book at this guy. I mean, get the max sentence, get the max anything. Move him down, get his 3-day, military court of justice, strip his rank, strip his retirement, strip his benefits, and then give him the 10 to 20-year sentence he needs for insubordination. Of course, I think this is downright treasonous, the way he's behaving with this public announcement. He deserves the worst. Pete, don't hold back. We'll support you on this show. You can come and talk about it if you like. Drop the hammer on this bitch.
Lance, I don't know if you said it, but U.S. Abigail just said it. Where was this asshole when brain dead Biden was in the White House?
No doubt. Joe Biden, talk about blocking peaceful protesting. What he did to the J6ers was ridiculous. Violated people's rights. I'm still waiting for all those pardons to get overturned. I don't see the administration doing anything about that. The auto pen pardons. Government gangsters. What's going on, Kash Patel? Are you going to make any arrests this year? Are you going to bring any charges on people? What about Todd Blanche? Todd, you've been in there for a while now. How about some arrests? Let's get to it. All right, look. We're going to take a short break here, George. Is that what we're doing?
Yes,
short
sir.
break. When we come back, ex-CIA Director John Brennan sues the Trump administration over Russiagate probe. What a joke. Brennan, traitor. Still waiting for so many others to get arrested. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're dropping hammers today. I'm not taking any prisoners. I dare anybody that doesn't agree with what I had to say to come on this show. Bring your facts, bring the truth, bring the evidence and the receipts, because if you don't, you're going to get hammered too. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Yep.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
In a world of uncertainty, be prepared with Silver Prepper Bars, your ultimate hedge against political instability and economic turmoil. Introducing the Silver Prepper Bar, crafted from 0.999 pure silver and proudly made in the USA. This tangible, divisible asset can come in handy even in the toughest of times. Portable, perforated, and easily tradable, the Silver Prepper Bar is your lifeline in times of crisis. When facing inflation, currency devaluation, and financial meltdown, Silver Prepper Bars provide peace of mind. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Secure your future today with the exclusive Silver Prepper Bar, the only silver bar on the market divisible into 3 different size pieces for maximum utility, all while fitting in your wallet. Don't leave your future to chance. Order your Silver Prepper Bars now at prepperbar.com. Silver Prepper Bars, ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Order now.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit warriordogfoundation.org.
All right, welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Here with your host, Lance Migliaccio, George Valentine. We got the Big Mig Mafia in the chat. Look, if you're out there listening, come join the chat. I'll give you a shout out right now. I'm watching the chat and paying attention. I see everybody in there. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, the follow, like, share. If you could subscribe for $5 a month, truly appreciate it. Every little bit helps. Most importantly, your support helps. I seen Sears B in earlier. I don't know where you're at. Sears B Lance is Mel, the one that always reposts on X.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see 4 thumbs down in our show today. For the people that are doing the thumbs down, why don't you get in the chat and explain why it's a thumbs down? Maybe explain that. I don't know why.
That's just trolls. We don't care. Anyway, yeah, there's always going to be trolls, man. Haters going to hate. It's all right. It means we're doing something right. Anyway, so, you know, Congress, they held their first MK Ultra hearings. This is since 1977, and this is all on CIA mind control experiments. Now, I just want to say this. The CIA looked America straight in the eyes and swore MK Ultra never existed. However, when the documents finally surfaced, they quietly admitted it was all real. So now you have to... Hold on, Lance.
George,
Let me finish. Lance, let me finish.
You skipped the John Brennan story.
Oh, well, we're going to do this now. So
Okay,
now,
all right.
so now we have to go. So which lie are we supposed to believe now, right? And actually, Congressman Tim Burchett nailed it in the hearing. So now think about this, people. If they ran MK Ultra with that level of secrecy decades ago, right? Imagine what they're hiding today. With all these advanced algorithms and neural technology, they didn't stop. They evolved. And what we're going to go through right now with this is crazy. It's, I mean, unbelievable. I can't believe some of the things we're hearing. And he had Rep. Eli Crane. We're just going to start off. He's slamming this Democrat witness and former NIH official over agency's handling of COVID. Now, this lady said she's here for the MK Ultra, but really doesn't know nothing about her or is not involved in it. So Eli wanted to bring in COVID. And, you know, he's just talking about because the integrity of NIH. I mean, there is no integrity no more NIH. I don't believe anything from them.
Neither do I.
But this is how it starts off. You didn't see these, Lance, right?
Nope.
All right, wait till you listen to this shit.
Do you think the NIH has a trust problem based on how they handled COVID?
No, I do not. I think that the NIH is beloved by the American people because we know about the advances in human health and cancer treatments and heart disease and diabetes and all of the health gains that the research has produced.
Well, I think you're wrong, ma'am. I think the public has a serious mistrust issue with the NIH. Do you deny that the NIH tried to cover up the origin of COVID?
I'm not here to testify about that. That's not my area of science. I have no knowledge of that.
Do you believe that the NIH supported masking and social distancing when there was really no science to support that?
What I'm more concerned about is what's happening right now to destroy the Biomedical Research Institute that has been the envy of the world. And right now, we're ceding our leadership in biomedical research to China. That's what's happening right now.
What about covering up harmful side effects of vaccines and the role that the NIH has played in that? What do you have to say about that, ma'am?
The U.S. history of human subjects protection has evolved greatly. Numerous research improprieties from the 50s to the 70s in the United States, including the Tuskegee syphilis study, forced Congress to establish formally federally
I'm not asking you about
mandated rules.
You know what I'm asking you about? I'm asking you about how NIH handled COVID. Obviously, this is supposed to be a hearing about MK Ultra, but when you gave your opening statement, and I don't even know why you were called to this hearing because you didn't offer anything about MK Ultra. But since you are here and you're going to defend NIH, I'm going to call you out on it. Do you see now what I'm talking about when you say that the NIH doesn't have integrity problems and trust issues? Did you hear the applause in this room? That should tell you right now that you're pretty tone deaf to what the public thinks about how the NIH handled COVID and the cover-up, not only the funding of it, but the cover-up involved in the aftermath. Can you acknowledge that?
I'm sorry, that's not my understanding.
Liar.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
There's no way that if you're working at the NIH, you don't know their sordid, nefarious history. She's a liar. You could see just by her behavior, the pursing of the lips. She had statements that were pre-written and that she wanted to get onto the record that were just nonsense. She didn't come there to answer questions. She just came there to cover up. The NIH, it should be disbanded. And all those that were responsible for the people that lost loved ones during COVID, that now are still dealing with the consequences of long COVID, dealing with the consequences of vaccines, criminal charges should be filed against all of them, including people like that.
Turbo
She's
cancer.
still unwilling to admit the truth.
Terrible cancers.
Exactly.
All right. I mean,
let's go on here, George.
Now,
I love Crane, by the way. Crane, we'd love to have you on the show, Representative Crane. Love to have you come in and join the show. We're ready to have you, brother.
Yep. So now you're going to hear testimony from an expert witness talking about successful memory replacement claims. He's an expert witness. He's an author. His name is Tom O'Neill. He revealed that CIA contracted psychiatrist Dr. Louis Jolyon, a.k.a. Jolly West, and claimed he had learned how to replace true memories with false ones in unwitting subjects without their knowledge. So he says it's feasible to take the memory of a definite event and through hypnotic suggestion bring about the subsequent conscious recall that a different fictional event actually did occur.
That's frightening.
And now this is noted from original 1956 report, which was altered before being given to Congress in 1977. So they're hiding stuff back then. Oh my God, what are they hiding now? You know they're hiding more stuff now. Listen to this. It's crazy.
There was another document in West's papers that had even more significant implications. It was a 14-page report that West wrote in 1956, just 3 years after he contracted with the CIA. In the report, West described administering LSD and other drugs in conjunction with hypnosis on unwitting human subjects, and then he made a remarkable claim. He announced that he had learned how to replace true memories with false memories in people without their knowledge. In other words, he clarified, it has been found to be feasible to take the memory of a definite event in the life of an individual and through hypnotic suggestion bring about the subsequent conscious recall to the effect that this event never actually took place, but that a different fictional event actually did occur. If West's report was accurate, this was not the failure agency officials described in 1977, quite the opposite. It was, in fact, the central ambition of the MKUltra operation, the means of gaining the ability to seize the control of a person's perceptions, memories, and ultimately their behavior. But there was still one more discovery, and this time I found it in the National Security Archives at George Washington University, the official repository of the CIA's MKUltra records, which were released to Congress after the 1977 hearings. In those holdings was a different versions of West's 1956 report. The original paper had been replaced by a 4-page summary that did not exist in West's files and appears to have been written by someone else. His claims about replacing memories were gone. In their place was a theoretical discussion of LSD in dissociative states. The version supplied to Congress concluded that the effects of LSD and similar drugs on dissociative states had, and I'm quoting, never been studied. Never been studied. In the original report, West discusses observations from his own experiments, including detailed descriptions of using LSD to, as he wrote, speed the induction of the hypnotic state and deepen the trance in subjects. Those passages have been removed in the report turned over to Congress. The discrepancy could not have been more stark.
You have to ask yourself, why hasn't Congress overhauled the CIA or just dismantled it and figure it out? Because they've been screwing, lying to Congress, not only Congress, but to American people, but since way back then. And they're still doing it today, but yet they still allowed to operate. It's, according to the expert witness from today, from that hearing, listen to this, Jack Ruby and Charles Manson were MKUltra assets.
I'll tell you something interesting. I just looked up something on West that he could basically recondition a person. He had proven that he could recondition a person's entire psyche and sometimes even a complete narrative of their history, meaning that that person might think you could have been a normal conservative. They could have done it to you, George, let's say theoretically, and they could have reconditioned you to believe that somehow you were a communist, that you weren't a conservative American, that he basically was able to get your psyche to believe that you might be a completely different person than what maybe you were. And there's a lot of points about that. We had Jack Ruby. We talked about it here on the show. And you look at what they say he was versus what his history of what people who knew him he was. Pretty interesting stuff. Go ahead. Let's play this clip.
This is Luna, yeah.
I love Luna. By the way, you can come on the show, Luna. We'd love to have you on.
Is it
Get
in
them
your
all
expert
on.
opinion that Jack Ruby and Manson were assets of the intelligence agencies specifically pertaining to MK Ultra? Were they MK Ultra victims?
Yeah, theoretically, Manson, I've never been able to prove absolutely. Jack Ruby, I believe, this is something else. The Warren Commission investigation, on the Warren Commission was Alan Dulles, the former CIA director, who authorized and ran MK Ultra until he was fired by President Kennedy. The liaison to the committee for the CIA, who handled the information coming from the CIA back and forth to the Warren Commission, was Richard Helms, who was a direct supervisor of Jolly West. They knew who West was. They knew that what West was capable of and what they had paid him to do and what he had reported to them that he could do, including inducing mental disorders in people. That was never disclosed to the commission as far as anyone knows. So I believe that West was put in there to keep Jack Ruby from telling his story.
Wow. In closing, I just want to thank you all for being here today, and we will be following up, Dr. Kinzer, on your request to fully redact. I'll be following up personally with the director of the CIA, the MK Ultra files that we do have. Also, as I noted earlier, there will be more that will be declassified, specifically pertaining to newly found records that were located in what we were discussing earlier. I did also want to just state that, for the record, in regards to what statements were made earlier regarding the German government, we will also be following up on that. If there are indeed people that were victims of this that have been buried, we would like to know who those people are and who their families are as well, in order to correct the historical wrongdoings of this government. Without further ado, I would like to state that all members have 5 legislative days within to submit materials and additional written.
Who cares? 5 extra days. Now we got another expert coming on. Another MK Ultra expert, and he mentions the Butler, Pennsylvania event, assassination attempt on Trump, also the Charlie Kirk shooting, and programming individuals, check this out, through radio waves or computer activity, which means we were never told about, and saying anything's possible. Now look at this. He goes, the CIA, they said they mastered this stuff in the 80s, 1980s.
Can you go solo for a minute, please? Sorry, I had something come up really quick.
No problem. So they mastered this in the 80s, right? We're in 2026. Imagine what they're doing now. And they say that if you look at it today, you would think that it's so advanced, but they had this in the 80s. Imagine what the possibilities are now. Listen to this guy, what he's saying, specifically about the with Charlie Kirk shooting and Butler, Pennsylvania. Because that shit just doesn't make sense. I don't know.
What are the possibilities that what we've learned in MK Ultra, now that it has advanced so much to algorithms and the computer and getting to loners, that some of these loners could, through this just mass propagation of whatever you're doing, could cause someone to maybe take a shot at a president?
I know there's a lot of speculation out there about the Butler shooting, and I guess even the Charlie Kirk shooting. I just hate to speculate because I don't know. I have no firsthand knowledge whether those guys were programmed through radio waves or through their computer activity. So I would never hazard a guess, except to say what I've already said, that they developed means that we've never been told about many, many years ago, and I imagine they've evolved to be much more effective now. So
let me interrupt you one more time, and I apologize again. But don't you think that they could cast this broad net through these algorithms and other things, and maybe they don't know the exact person it's going to affect, but they know what type of person it's going to affect, and they know it's going to happen, and that way they can't predict when it's going to happen, but they think it will happen, and then that way they can sort of wash their hands of this whole thing and say, well, we didn't have anything to do with it, but in effect they really did, because they put this out there and they continue to put it out there through whatever method you're talking about. Go ahead, guys. I'm sorry. Ma'am, if you want to jump in.
She's with NIH.
Okay. Doctor, go ahead.
It sounds to me like you're describing something like the Martin Luther King assassination.
The FBI didn't carry it out, but it created such a climate, just denouncing King as the most dangerous man in America and putting out all this material about how he was helping communists, that they must have thought, it's going to filter down. Somebody will take action, and then we can say we didn't have anything to do with it.
And James Earl Ray was a third-rate thief. He made an incredible shot, 1 foot on a commode, 1 foot in a bathtub, leaning out of a window, basically. And the next day, or that afternoon, all the shrubbery was cut in front of the flop house he was staying in. There's a lot on that one that will never be discussed. I have some friends that were there, so I guess I'm on pretty close to firsthand knowledge. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm probably going to get audited when I walk out of the room. I know it. So thank you. Chair Lady, I yield back my 4 seconds.
I don't know. It's kind of sickening to just even think about this. Imagine if you're a vagrant on the street, you got a high chance CIA might nab you and put you in one of the MK Ultra experiments. Or you wonder why all these transgenders are freaking all over the place. I wonder what meds they're giving them. Could be MK Ultra meds. I don't know. Who knows? But they're going to declassify more. It's going to be evolving. There's going to be more crap going to be coming out. It's going to be scandalous. But yet the CIA is still able to operate without impunity. Go figure that. Have you ever seen anybody in CIA get jailed or anything for stuff they did against American people, Lance?
Only when they steal national security secrets. Other than that, no, because there's been lots of programs. A lot of people don't even know about Ocean Sea Spray. They don't know about Operation Paperclip. There's many operations that have been declassified where they had a plan to do things against American people. You guys know about the invasion they were going to stage, acting like it was Cubans. They were going to kill Floridians. The point of the matter is that's the situation that we're in. You've got a government that there's no consequences for actions. And that's my issue with a lot of this stuff. At the end of the day, that's the problem we have, that there is no consequences for actions by government officials. They do things, the dirty 51+8.
You know, Lance?
What about them? The Russian collusion hoax. Where are the arrests for these actions?
Speaking of CIA, ex-CIA director, remember John Brennan? He's suing the Trump administration over a Russiagate probe.
You know what's interesting about this case? I looked at some of the paperwork. He says he was selectively targeted. And in a way, I don't necessarily disagree with that because there are many others that were guilty in this case. There are many others that are guilty of the same actions. He's talking about selective prosecution. Now, again, Brennan is just one of the many. Question is, why isn't the government gangster expert, Kash Patel, going after all of them? Why isn't the administration charging many others? You think about what happened to our friend, General Michael Flynn, what happened to Roger Stone, what happened to George, Papadopoulos. The point of the matter is that's the issue. Selective prosecution is alive and well because we're not using the equal application of the law.
Well, I'm going to revert back to all the Russia hoax stuff is in the Southern District of Florida federal courts with the 134 subpoenas that they put out. You know how long that takes, so he might not be the only.
Do we have that kind of time, George? Do you think we have time like that? Do we have time to take a casual legal process with subpoenas that often don't get answered?
I don't know. When's the statute of limitations run out? I don't know.
I don't know because we've already had some statutes run out on some things. My question would be, maybe it's time to take the gloves off. Maybe guerrilla warfare. I put a post up on True Social. Not many people were happy about it. I said, maybe it's Donald Trump's time for him to go into guerrilla warfare. If you can't get the system to do it, why not go to the court of public opinion and put out tremendous amounts of information that we haven't seen yet? Why not let the American public go into an uproar? Again, I've said it many times, cut off their services. But if these people can't move quicker than what the system is allowing them to do, then maybe we need to break the system. I know that it may not be popular. Maybe it sounds like a totalitarian government or maybe a dictator. But I'm not sure we have the luxury of time on our side because when the midterms roll in, you know what's going to happen, guys. It's going to be impeach, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be nonstop garbage coming out of Congress because garbage in, garbage out. But Brennan deserves all of this and more. This lawsuit, what a joke. This is his defense for being guilty of his crimes. Yeah, he just goes on and on and on. He wants to talk about the investigation and he wants things preserved. Did he do that for when he was going ruining Americans' lives? No, he didn't. There's nothing preserved. The CIA, the DIA, the NSA, all these alphabet agencies, they've got files. They've been eavesdropping on Americans for decades. Illegally, I might add. FISA warrants? Yeah, right. Point of the matter is, this is the situation we're in. He deserves worse than this. You know, it would have been better if they'd taken Brennan out with a firing squad. I don't think we should have allowed him to continue on. This is just one of those things. There are many people guilty of crimes that aren't being charged, man.
I mean, why can't they just disappear him and, you know, handle it like a lot of other people get to, you know.
There's no doubt. Maybe he needs to choke on a chicken bone.
Maybe if we give up, maybe if we pay Hillary to do it, she can get it done.
Yeah, well, Hillary loves to commit suicides on people. She's the suiciding queen.
Ultra MAGA girl. Trump will take them all down. Just watch. We have high hopes, but the question is the time frame.
Do we have time? I don't think it's a luxury we have, personally.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. But another transgender gunman got caught in alleged casino terror plot with a huge cache of weapons. That's right. This happened in Las Vegas, and they busted this transgender. And, well, it's a he pretending to be a she, so I'm going to say he. He planned a casino massacre. And, I mean, the weapons is crazy. Matter of fact, Lance, you know what? I'm gonna put up the weapons right here. And the weapon that's circled is an M250 cal machine gun. The M stands for military. How did this person get that? I don't know.
Well, I want to point out the M2 is a designation, not necessarily only military. You can buy 2 versions of the M2 Browning out in public. I put a link in there for you, George. I didn't know if you'd see it or not.
No.
You can buy with a Class 3 license. You can buy a fully automatic Browning because those are pre-86. So you can purchase that weapon legally with a Class 3 designation. So you can buy a full automatic machine gun, Browning caliber, of course, 50 caliber ammunition, a very expensive gun to shoot. But you can also buy it in a certified version of a U.S. semi-automatic. Now, I don't know whether that's a full automatic or a semi-automatic there. I don't necessarily know what that is. Now, of course, the weapons cache here.
I believe they stated in the article it was an M. What I said, an M
machine gun. Okay, well, if in the article it says that that person may have had, I'm not saying they did. They may have had a Class 3 license and they may have purchased it. You go to gunbroker.com right now as an example. You can look. There are Class 3 transferable M2 Browning machine guns available for sale. So, assuming you don't have a criminal background, assuming that you don't have a mental instability, which in this case, this person probably did. But you also in Vegas, one of the common things is to set up a corporation. Corporations can buy transferable Class 3 weapons. A lot of people leave them in a corp because then you can transfer the corp much more easily when you go to sell the weapon. And that's a Class 3 legitimate ATF transfer. I'm talking about legitimate. I'm not talking about crazy transgender people, which of course this is part of a mental health crisis. Yep. But that is quite a cache of weapons you see there. I don't know. I see some lowers on there that would normally be M203s, but they might be 37 millimeter, not 40 millimeter. So whether or not that person had the ability to buy or acquire 40 millimeter rounds, they could just be 37 millimeters. But there are plenty of 37 millimeter rounds that can be dangerous in close proximity. I don't know about the rest of the weapons, what was full automatic, what was semi-automatic, but I can say this, that the weapons there, if in fact this person had attempted to do what they were going to do, it would have been a serious massacre because I don't think most police forces are ready even for a semi-automatic M2 Browning.
All right.
They're not ready for that.
I want to thank this Hallett's former spouse, who is a female. I want to thank her because she called police to report Hallett had stolen her car and the vehicle held numerous firearms. And she alerted the police. So, you know, that's, you know, how she got arrested. So good for her. She saved a lot of people. Yes. We want to thank you, former spouse. She also said that Hallett intended to commit suicide by cop or carry out a mass shooting, whatever. So good for the ex-spouse. Saved a lot of people. You did the right thing. All right, Lance, this is your favorite because more shit keeps coming up against Somali Representative Ilhan Omar. She said she's facing a possible subpoena after she was connected to a fraudster arrested in Mogadishu and brought into federal custody. Mogadishu, sorry.
It's okay.
It was brought into federal custody. I don't even know how to say this guy's name. Abraham Badiha, whatever his name, was
I think
involved.
He did pretty
in,
well considering.
was
I think
his,
he did pretty good.
Was involved in the same fraud scandal with email chain saying Elon's office.
Oh, nice.
But
she doesn't know anything about it. I assume.
Every time they try to bring Ilhan Omar up, get her records or financial records, a judge is protecting her. So, even if she gets a subpoena, she's just going to look at it like, whatever.
Subpoena. Let's call the whole thing off. Let's play the clip.
Let's.
Chair of the Minnesota House Fraud Prevention Committee is calling on Congress to enforce a subpoena that would require Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar to answer questions about her alleged contacts with convicted fraudsters. It comes after another arrest tied to the state's sprawling Feeding Our Future fraud scandal. Correspondent Garrett Tenney takes a look tonight from our Midwest Bureau.
Minnesota Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is facing new questions tonight over her possible ties to alleged fraudsters involved in the massive Feeding Our Future scandal. The Justice Department says after years on the run, Abdulkarim Idlay is now in custody in Somalia, awaiting extradition. Prosecutors say the 42-year-old was a central figure in the $250 million fraud scheme, working with now convicted ringleader Amy Bach, whose trial exposed communications between the pair and Congresswoman Omar's staff. The details of those messages are sealed under court order, but we know in February 2021, Bach sent Idlay an email with the subject line Ilhan's office. And weeks earlier, she had an email chain with Omar's office with the subject line Help with USDA food programs. Bach also had a string of text messages with Omar's office.
Did you ask Minnesota Democrats to block the subpoena?
Last month, Minnesota House Democrats blocked a Republican effort to subpoena records related to Omar's contacts with individuals that have been charged or convicted in the scheme.
This is not like a one-off. She has relationships with many of those who have been convicted or charged in this scheme. So I think it's absolutely relevant that we get to the truth of what those communications with her office were.
Omar denies any wrongdoing, telling Fox Digital, any claim that I had knowledge of this scheme is flat out false.
Bullshit. Oh,
Yeah.
Something in my
You
throat.
got a little frog in your throat there.
Yeah, I did.
All right. Well, anyway, listen, we're out of time for today. It's more of the same. You got to call them out online. You got to cut off their services. Enough's enough. You guys got to be sick of this. After this show, I hope I didn't depress you for your 4th of July weekend. That wasn't our intent. We just want you to have the facts, the evidence, the sauce, the receipts. It's what we do on this show. If you love the show, take the short form. Take the long form. Spread it far and wide. Spread the Big Mig word. Go over there to social media. Follow G. Ballantine. Follow Lance Migliaccio and the Big Mig Show on X. On every other platform, George gets the extra characters. So it's George Ballantine, Lance Migliaccio and the Big Mig Show. Join our community on X. And now listen, here's the drill. Go over to YouTube. If you're not following us over there, please hit the follow button. Help us grow. Share our content. Leave some positive comments. You can go to Locals if you're on Locals, of course. And then every major podcast platform, if you're members of any of them, if you got Spotify or iHeart, make sure you give us a follow on all that. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you for tolerating us. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks for supporting us. God, country, family, going into the 4th of July weekend. George, last words, my brother.
All right, so I don't know if we're going to be doing a show tomorrow, but if we don't, I just want to wish everybody a happy, healthy, and safe 4th of July. You want to invite me over? Email me, gb@thebigmig.com. Once again, gb@thebigmig.com. Because I ain't doing nothing. I am free. Nowhere to go. No one to hang out with. Anyway, so have a blessed day. We'll catch you all on the flip side. Peace out.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
In a world of uncertainty, be prepared with Silver Prepper Bars, your ultimate hedge against political instability and economic turmoil. Introducing the Silver Prepper Bar, crafted from 0.999 pure silver and proudly made in the USA. This tangible, divisible asset can come in handy even in the toughest of times. Portable, perforated, and easily tradable, the Silver Prepper Bar is your lifeline in times of crisis. When facing inflation, currency devaluation, and financial meltdown, Silver Prepper Bars provide peace of mind. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Secure your future today with the exclusive Silver Prepper Bar, the only silver bar on the market divisible into 3 different size pieces for maximum utility, all while fitting in your wallet. Don't leave your future to chance. Order your Silver Prepper Bars now at prepperbar.com. Silver Prepper Bars, ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Order now.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these K9 units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit warriordogfoundation.org.